Dolphins fans, we have been waiting a long time for this. For the first time since 2016, the Miami Dolphins are in the playoffs. They came in today needing to beat the Jets and have the Patriots loose the Bills. Both of those things happened. Obviously, not a pretty game with the Jets. We'll touch on that briefly before previewing the Bills game. We do know that is going to be the matchup, the 2-seeded Bills going up against the 7-seeded Dolphins. But hey, and when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl because we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1. Hey, you never know. You're in the dance. And as I've said all year, if the Dolphins can make the playoffs, even as a wild card, they can absolutely make a run. They have the talent to do it. And I understand, and I apologize for my voice. We had a lot of fun today on the watch party. But I know the Dolphins limped to the finish line, but this is still a big deal. I understand he lost, 5 of your last 6 games, but you still make the playoffs with a rookie head coach. You have a pretty good season overall, and I think the goal coming into this year was to make the playoffs. The Dolphins have done that, just that, and now they're going to try to win their first playoff game in 22 years. Before I get into the Bills preview, I do want to touch on the game that we just saw against the Jets. And obviously it wasn't pretty. Probably the ugliest win I've ever seen from this football team. I just want to give a lot of credit to Josh Boyer and his defense. Josh Boyer made a lot of adjustments. And me and producer Nick Roloff noticed this. But the blitz packages just looked different. They looked better. The third down packages looked a lot better as well. So give a lot of credit to Josh Boyer, who's very much on the hot seat. I don't think he'll be back next year. But the defense won the Dolphins this football game today. And then give credit to Skylar Thompson. I understand the Dolphins didn't find the end zone. The stats weren't pretty. But Skylar Thompson, at the end of the day, is a rookie 7th-round pick. It was his second career start, biggest game of his life. He showed a lot of poise, and he did not make one mistake. If he makes one mistake, the Dolphins probably lose this football game. So give a lot of credit to Skylar. And in the end, the rookie led Miami down the field on that game-winning drive that set up the Jason Sanders field goal. I probably should have put Jason Sanders on this graphic too. Give a lot of credit to Jason Sanders making a 50-yard field goal to win the game. Just his second field goal north of 50 yards this year. So give a lot of credit to Jason. He's obviously someone we've criticized, but I just tweeted out a few seconds ago, I'm never going to say a bad thing about him again. He sent Miami to the playoffs. And then give a lot of credit to Mike McDaniel as well. Mike, obviously he was under some criticism for this losing streak, but there's a lot of adversity on this Dolphins team this year, and he led the Dolphins to the playoffs in his first year as head coach while completely resurrecting Tua's career. And we'll talk about Tua here in a second. Now, the Dolphins are going to the playoffs. We're going to have you covered here during the playoffs, so go down and hit that subscribe button. Almost at 37,000 subscribers. That's wild. Go down, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. It's the best way to stay in the loop. So we now have the AFC playoff picture. This is official. No more projections. No more. This is what it looks like right now. This is it. So the Kansas City Chiefs are the #1 seed. They locked that up last night. There's obviously some scenarios where it might be a neutral site championship game, but they will have the bye, which means the Bills are the 2 seed. Bengals are the 3 seed. Jaguars, they won the South. They are the 4 seed. 3 wild card teams, the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Dolphins. And I think those have been the 7 best teams all year. And I think that all those teams are very deserving of a playoff appearance. Now, we do not have the game time yet for this game. Nick Roloff and I were speculating. This year, they obviously added the Monday night game. This is an intriguing matchup to put on Monday night in prime time, obviously. You have Saturday night as well. If I had to guess, I would say Saturday night or Monday night, because this is a very intriguing matchup, especially if Tua Tagovailoa comes back. Let me know. Who do you got? You got the Bills, or do you have the Fins? It would be a big upset if Miami pulled it off. But go down to the comment section, type MIA or type BUF. It is the pinned comment, so reply to it when you get a second. Like I said, the Dolphins limped to the finish line here. They went on this 5-game losing streak. 4 of those losses included on this graphic, before finally winning against the Jets. Must-win game at home, Week 18. 11-6 final score. We made this graphic before we learned they gave the Dolphins a safety in the last play. So 11-6 final score against the Jets after he lose the Patriots, lose the Packers, lose the Bills, and lose the Chargers. But, I know a lot of people are going to talk about the losing streak. How close all those losses were, man. All those losses were very close. The Dolphins were competitive against teams that made the playoffs. Chargers made the playoffs. Bills made the playoffs. Packers made the playoffs. Patriots, oh wait, producer Nick Roloff, your Packers are going to make the playoffs tonight, probably. But you get my point. Nick Roloff's Patriots missed the playoffs. Let's talk about the Bills. Their last 5 games, Nick Roloff is in shambles right now, Patriots fan, producer. They have been on a roll. Obviously that Week 17 game against the Bengals was canceled, postponed in the moment, and then did not get made up. But they're on a roll right now. They're playing good football. They looked really good against the Patriots today, and we're very grateful for Buffalo for beating the Patriots, putting Miami in the playoffs. Taking a look at the matchups this season. So when these teams first met on September 25th in Week 3, the Dolphins won 21-19. Crazy game. Miami got it done. Another crazy game. December 17th, the Bills winning 32-29. I thought Miami outplayed Buffalo that night. They were very close to winning the game. Buffalo ultimately got it done. But 2 very close matchups decided by a combined 5 points this year. So don't tell me the Dolphins don't have a chance here. They went into Buffalo Week 17 or December 17th and nearly took down the Bills. You can bet on this game, and we'll probably have the spread here by the end of the night. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Dolphins125 for a 125% deposit bonus. That means if you put $100 in, you're going to get a 125% deposit bonus. It's a great deal. Go and take advantage of it. That safety that they called at the end met the Dolphins covered. So congrats to all of you that took the Dolphins -3.5. I had a money line. Let's take a look at some injuries to monitor here. There's more here, 3 that I'm kind of looking at and concerned about. Tua Tagovailoa, he's missed the last 2 games with the concussion. Terron Armstead, I was optimistic he was going to play today. He didn't. You saw the offensive line kind of struggle at times without him. And then Raheem Mostert left today's game with a thumb injury and did not return. But obviously the big question, is Tua Tagovailoa going to play? He's missed the last 2 games following his second confirmed concussion of the season. It's possible that he's had 3 concussions, but we do know 2 confirmed concussions this season for Tua Tagovailoa. And Barry Jackson tweeted this moments ago from Mike McDaniel's post-game press conference. As has been the case for 2 weeks, McDaniel says that he won't speculate on when Tua might play again because doctors have said that's not good for Tua. He has not cleared protocol yet. But Jay Glazer said this last week. Tua does plan to play again this year if they make the playoffs. He would like to play again this year if they make the playoffs. So the Dolphins have now made the playoffs. All eyes are now on this situation. Is Tua going to play? Is he not going to play? If he feels like he's healthy, if he feels comfortable playing, he should play, but if he's not, if he doesn't, you can obviously understand why. Because he's thinking long-term, he's thinking about his health, he's thinking about his family. So this decision should be Tua's decision if he plays or not. I don't think anyone would blame him if he's thinking about, his future in his brain, because 2 concussions in 1 season is obviously pretty serious. Taking a look at my keys to victory here. I don't think the Dolphins win this game if Tua doesn't play. Again, he shouldn't play if he doesn't feel ready. If the doctors don't feel like he's ready, he shouldn't play. But let's just be realistic here. The Dolphins are not going to go into Buffalo and beat Josh Allen and the Bills, probably the best team in the league, in my opinion at least, without Tua Tagovailoa. If Tua plays and plays at a high level, the Dolphins can win this game. Number 2 is win the battle in the trenches. Control the line. The offensive line's got to step up in this game. Hopefully Terron Armstead's back. Defensive line needs to put pressure on Josh Allen. I was pretty impressed with the D-line today. They put a lot of pressure on Flacco throughout the game. They didn't bring him down, but they did put a lot of pressure on him, force some bad throws, and obviously an intentional grounding call that was big, and then just he threw a lot of passes away. Number 3 is to start fast. Look, you're trying to pull off the upset, right? You can't go into Buffalo in a tough place to play, and the Bills jump out to a fast start. Start fast in this game for Miami, and then slow Buffalo down. That is something that you've struggled doing this season in the first 2 games that you've played them. Taking a look at what Allen has done this year against the Dolphins. 704 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions in 2 games. This guy has dominated you, not just this season, but throughout his career. You have got to slow Josh Allen down, force some turnovers, make some stuff happen. Number 5 is third down defense. And that was a lot better today, obviously. I thought the third down packages, again, give some credit to Josh Boyer. I thought the third down packages were really solid, but you can't give Buffalo second chances on offense. You force third down, you stop them, you get the ball back to your offense. Go down, predict the score of Bills-Dolphins. Let me know down in the comment section, what is the score going to be? Who is going to win? It's hard to say until we know more about Tua Tagovailoa. But I do believe Miami can absolutely win this game. Look no further than the matchup a couple weeks ago in Buffalo. They go into Buffalo, freezing temps. Everyone thinks Miami's going to get destroyed. The spread was like 9 for Buffalo, I think. Miami came in and outplayed Buffalo in that football game. Probably should have won the football game. Got a little bit unlucky in that game. Obviously, the PI call on Cater Kohu set up the game-winning field goal was a questionable call. But look no further than that. Miami can absolutely win this football game. They've proven this year they can beat Buffalo because they have beaten Buffalo, nearly beat Buffalo twice. So I do believe the Dolphins can win this game again. That's going to depend a lot on Tua Tagovailoa's status. Also going to depend on Terron Armstead's status because he is the heart and soul of that offensive line. Obviously, it'd be nice to have Raheem Mostert as well. He was looking really, really good before he left tonight's game. Go down, subscribe to the channel. We're going to have you covered throughout the playoffs. We're going to have a playoff watch party next week. And be sure to turn on your notifications. We'll also post on our community page information about playoff time, network, when the game is going to be. We should find that out. We will find that out, I believe, in the next few hours.